Hey y'all! Today I'm going to be recreating a recipe that me and my husband had last May in Switzerland, and it is called Rosti. So me and my husband went, like I said, last May, we went to Switzerland, and I created a video on here, and in that video I talked about a dish that we had that was my favorite. I literally had it every single day that we were there. Maybe not for every meal, but I at least had it once a day because it was my favorite and it was so good. It's really a simple recipe from taste anyways, from what I can tell anyways. The ingredients are basically potatoes. I'm gonna take the easy way out and use hash browns today because that's basically what they are. In Switzerland they were a little bit like thicker cut potatoes. Their process of making basically hash browns is a little bit different, and they use a thicker grate, but basically potatoes. And they use Raclette cheese, and I couldn't find that here in the States, so I'm gonna just be using a regular hard Swiss cheese, the kind that kind of comes in the big round that's aged. Just any kind of hard, grateable, meltable cheese. And on the recipe that I had, that was my favorite anyways, there was different types, but it had like minced ham on it. And again, I'm going to take the easy way out and use this kind of ham. They also just diced up, like kind of in quarters, a very small white onion. But today I'm actually going to kind of make it a little bit smaller and put it actually in the potatoes because I think that would be good. But one white onion and a fried egg on top. So first thing I'm going to do is use some bacon grease on a good old cast iron skillet, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in the oven. I have my oven preheated at 425, and I'm really going by what's on the back of the bag for the hash browns, and that's 425 for about 15 to 20 minutes. But we'll take it out and add some other ingredients before those 15 and 20 minutes are up. But first things first, I got some bacon grease. I'm going to put a hefty amount, probably about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to be cooking a bunch of potatoes, but I'm going to put that in the oven. Get that preheating while I'm prepping the rest of my ingredients. Whew, it's hot. Okay. Next thing, I'm going to cut open my cheese. I'm just going to cut it right down the middle so that I can use the two ends, the rinds, to hold on to whenever I'm grating. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. So, the backstory on this is, whenever me and my husband went, we had a very long travel day, of course, but once we finally got to Switzerland, we also still had a 3-hour train ride to get to Wengen, which is where we stayed in Switzerland, and it was definitely worth it. But when we first got there, it was a lot. If you've ever been anywhere in Europe, really, but it wasn't very American user friendly, I guess. Like some places we've been, they've also had American, but in Switzerland they didn't. So we were very confused on what the heck, where we were supposed to be, what train we were supposed to be on. But we finally were just standing around long enough. There was a guy that felt bad for us that spoke English, and kind of just, I guess he heard us speaking English. So he was like, "Can I help y'all figure out where you're supposed to be?" And so he helped us get on the train. We were actually getting on the train that he was supposed to be on. So while we was on the train, I kind of wanted to talk to him. You know, it's always weird because you never know how people are going to be, like whether they want to talk or not. So, but he did. He was super duper duper friendly. He actually ended up giving us his number so that we could call him while we were there if we were ever lost or whatever. But we didn't end up doing that because we didn't have our phones, but didn't have service anyways. But I got to talking to him, and I'm like, "Well, what is your favorite thing to eat here? Like, what do you recommend?" And without skipping a beat, like right away, he was like, "Rosti." He was like sure of his decision, like that was his favorite food. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I didn't ask any more questions after that, but man, am I glad I asked him that, because Rosti was my favorite dish. And like I said, I ate it probably every day that I was there because it's so freaking good. But today we're going to recreate that, hopefully. I mean, I'm going by taste memory. But it seems pretty simple, so let's get to grating. Next, I want to get my cast iron skillet out and put my potatoes in while I cut up my onion, because I like a little bit more crunchy onion, so I want to let my potatoes cook a little bit before I do my onion. Bacon grease always makes it right. I did have these set out so they would be a little bit easier to crunch up, so they wouldn't be one big blob. I live probably about 30 minutes from town, so whenever I go to the grocery store, some of my stuff will kind of thaw out, and then I'll have to like kind of beat it once it freezes back together. So I have to let things thaw a little bit. I love when I use some potatoes. These are a little bit more defrosted. I'm going to add my onion and some salt, just basically enough salt that I think it needs. I'm not really sure how much. But I'm going to add that, put it back in for probably about 10 minutes, and then I'll get it back out and add my cheese and my ham. I mean, what's a potato if it ain't salty? Okay, so I got that out of the oven. It's been 10 minutes and it seems like it's going really good. It's only going to need probably about another maybe 10 minutes. And so I stirred it up a little bit, and now I'm going to kind of pack it down just a little bit so that it'll kind of stick together. But, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so excited for this. Okay, next I'm going to add the cheese. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so good. And yes, this is a lot of cheese, but I gotta make it authentic, right? I mean, they use a lot of cheese, so. And then I'm gonna put my ham on top. Is it just me, or does ham, like, not smell too good? Like this kind of ham? It just, I don't know, it doesn't smell very appetizing whenever it's cold. It's kind of like broccoli. Broccoli doesn't smell very appetizing either when it's cold. And now I'm going to put it back in the oven for another probably 10 minutes. And I'm going to put it on the top rack so that it can be closer to my eye. So maybe I can get some browning on the top of that cheese and ham. Okay, y'all, I think it's ready. So, update. I did put it in there for another 5 minutes just on regular 425, but then the last 5 minutes I turned it to broil so that it could get a little bubbly on top, because that's how they kind of liked it over there. They let the cheese kind of brown on top, and I like crispy meat too, so that's why that was kind of my little flair. But let's check it out. Oh my gosh! Oh, the smell. Reminds me of Switzerland. Like that cheese, that type of cheese smells a certain way. It's honestly almost kind of not the greatest smelling, but it does smell good because you know what it tastes like. It's a little bit stinky, I guess, but oh my gosh, y'all, like, I'm so excited for this. But let's put our egg on top. My fried egg is probably a little bit too done at this point, and honestly I need more eggs, but my husband is out turkey hunting right now, so I didn't want to make his egg until he's ready to eat it. So but it is ready, and I'm so excited to try it out. Like, I really hope it tastes as good as it looks. Oh my gosh. Woo. Look at all that cheese. Yes. Let's just go ahead ahead and take this egg off here and put it on top. So like I said, I think my egg got a little done because I was trying to keep it hot and I started a little bit too early. But let's try this out. Let's get a little bit of everything. Cheese and egg. It's probably really hot, but I'm one of those kind of people that I won't wait for it to cool down. I'll just eat it. Well, I can't get my egg. I'll get it 1 second out. Yes, oh my gosh. I gotta say, I did pretty good. This is so good. It is a lot like, it's definitely not 100%. I feel like the Raclette cheese is just a little bit different. It has more of that like Alpine taste to it. It's like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's just different. But it definitely still has that taste, just not as strong. And the onions, I'm glad that I put them in halfway so they still have that like crunch to them. Oh my gosh, y'all. That's a win. That's a win. Okay. We gotta sit down. Alright, y'all. That's all I have for y'all today. Definitely try this recipe out if you think you'd like it. I think you will. I think I knocked it out of the park, if I do say so myself. But I'll put exactly what I did and what I used in the description if you want to use this recipe as well. And let me know if you do use this recipe. I'd love to see your pictures or know that you've made it if you did. So thank y'all so much for watching. See y'all.